Hi guys, and welcome to the Rocket League Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present a video replay of the match between G2 Stride and Team BDS during the Esports World Cup 24. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Coming up in the second half of Friday, but for now, this is a banger. NA versus EU, a classic.
This matchup honestly is very interesting just because I think honestly having NAS might, in some people's brains, even this out a little bit more. You have to, consider that BDS hasn't quite been playing at their peak. They dropped a match yesterday to Power. It was a little interesting. Even game 2 had gone all the way to OT between the two of them. So BDS, it's really on the eyes for them to kind of get into the swing of things. And of course, all eyes are going to be on NAS here and the beginning stage of this game 1.
Yeah, G2 starting off pretty nicely here. As you said, BDS, there are a few question marks on that win over Team Power. I was looking at a few social media posts that said, well, Monkey Moon wasn't looking too crash hot, so I'm going to have my eyeballs right on him here in game 1 to see if he can step up. Obviously, G2 not playing with their full roster, but I mean, so much quality on that team as well. Oh
yeah, definitely quality and sound. They haven't had the longest amount of time to be able to scrim together and learn and understand. I'm sure Sathu caught NAS up to speed. And as far as attacks are going, G2 has had quite a number so far, at least at the beginning stages of this right now. Atomic's gonna drive that one upfield to the backboard. Great coverage there from Drawley to clear out mid, but I don't know, G2 is still looking pretty similar to the original game plan, holding down the fort in the midfield, letting Daniel have a little bit of space. Those cleanups, though, a little slower. I think that's, I don't know, maybe just trying to play the safe game here, especially against BDS.
Yeah, great start. A lot of pressure early, and they're just so relaxed, even off pitch as well. Talking to Sathu, they're pretty chill, obviously coming off that major victory as well, and a fantastic warm-up for the World Championships, albeit without beast mode. But here we go again, almost the infield pass. NAS not quite able to get that one, but for the first 2 minutes, this has just been a G2 onslaught. Another double coming through. Atomic tries to drop it across. Double commit coming through from BDS as well. So much pressure for G2. Oh yeah, and it's not stopping there. It's been 2 or 3 infields at this point already, and finally a little bit of a breather for BDS, but it's gonna be short-lived. Here comes Atomic. This one taken away, but this was very reminiscent of the game plan we saw yesterday from G2 against Power. It was Daniel and NAS really working together and allowing Atomic to just be that very solid third. And that really was in turn to the fact that NAS sometimes can get made uncomfortable very quickly, and that's kind of where G2 starts to fall apart a little bit. So BDS, eyes on you to try and make them uncomfortable. It's a little bit of a wide shot, slow follow here from Monkey Moon, but still scoreless in game 1. They've done well here, BDS, just to stave off this early pressure, and they're getting something around. It's a big miss coming through. Exotic can work it. Can he get the bump as well? He was trying. Dan, 5 boost to work with. Still able to find enough time for his teammates to get back. Great start here. Again, G2 not just showing up on offense, but once again, still not able to break through just yet. Here's Dan, cut across for Exotic again. BDS looking a little bit better than their game 1 yesterday. Definitely looking better than yesterday, and I would hope so too, especially after the performance they gave. It was a slow start, lots of ramping up to the end. You want to start on a strong foot here if you're BDS, again, especially if it's against G2. These guys have never lost. They were confident enough to even play without beast mode in general. They're like, okay, you want time off? Sure, have it. We can still give ourselves potentially that top 2 finish like we normally have, but less than 90 seconds here in game number 1. G2, for the most part, have had all the pressure, and it's going to continue on as this one gets passed down. Atomic over to NAS around the corner here. This is a great setup. He's going to find himself on in G2, first to score. And it's NAS, it's the sub, the super sub coming in. You see Atomic with a pass back. It's just a double commit coming through. Monkey Moon and Drawley there, leaving Exotic last man, and he said, well, if you guys are gone, I'm going to join the party. Gets beat as well, 1 on 3 there for NAS. G2 finally open it up. Now the next question is, how quickly can BDS respond? It's been so long for them to find any sort of a decent play at this point, and G2 really, they've done an incredible job of knowing that balance between when to attack or not. Redirect back towards that net though, less than a minute on the clock here. BDS, it really is not their game to control right now, though. Couple demos, an air dribble from Drawley. He's gonna go for the demo, and it works! And he just faked out the last man as well. You could see Atomic, he was getting back in time. Dan in huge trouble as soon as this air dribble went up. He lands the bump, the demo, but the fake came through and it was the smoke screen off the demo. BDS, perhaps their first attack of the game, and they've managed to tie it up.
They look good. That was a great sign of life. That's more reminiscent of the BDS. A lot of people have been missing for a little bit now, but this one off the backboard. 2 touches to keep it out. Little close for comfort off this one. Drawley over to Exotic, shot on target, sent off by Nas, and I like this from him too. Yesterday there were a couple moments where Nas on defense, little shaky, and again, you guys have to remember, this is Nas's very first tournament on land.
I mean, the best thing you can do as well when you have these subs, these imports, and you don't have the chemistry, just let them get to work. Don't try and rely on them to be third man. And that's what they've done here. They've just put Nas up first man, and he's doing just that. Another shot, perhaps a late chance. Australia able to control this one. 3 seconds. We're going to get OT in game number 1. BDS might be able to find something. There's the demo. Dan with the clear, though. Monkey Moon wants to get the ball down. Well done from BDS. I thought this was going to be G2's game.
I really did too. First few minutes were 100% G2's game, but BDS looking like they did against Power, getting back into the swing of things as quickly as possible, trying to find those golden goals again here in OT. Atomic tries to go under. No, oh, bumped off the play. Nas can't finish it. And the attack, it's done.
Yeah, they were just too correct, but they're still on the attack. Atomic ceiling double. Drally with the pre-jump locked out. They both missed their BDS. Look at the pressure. Nash third man sitting so high. So much confidence. Against world champions on the other side is Monkey Moon. Speaking of, doesn't have any boost. Has to back off. Dan happy to clear that one down the other side.
Ooh, that's a great 50 there. Keeps this one up. Nas gonna try and finish this one here. Slots it in. 42 on the clock is where G2 call ends here. And it's a
fit in, but it's just not like that. You just need to let them go because you can't rely on a sub to make those huge plays third man, albeit he has been pretty good when he has been down back. But that first man play, the 1v3s, he's been clinical up front, and well, it's up to BDS now to respond.
Yep, and BDS, we are waiting for that response. I do still have faith in them. I feel like I'm one of like the few people left that's like, oh, the BDS era isn't over yet. I think Drawley is incredible. I don't think Monkey Moon is washed by any means. It's just about finding your footing again. And we've seen this with some teams over the years where like you're at like a high and then it just kind of dissipates a little bit. It's not impossible to get back into, but right now BDS, mentally, that has been their biggest struggle.
Yeah, they certainly have had some series in majors and worlds as well where you're sort of questioning what's going on with the team, but at the same time their peak is so incredible. As you said, there's a reason why most world champion in Monkey Moon, and well, they need to show it here because this G2 lineup, I mean, beast mode. You can stay at home if your sub's gonna play like this. They don't need him right now.
Oh man, I was really excited too when they announced Nas was gonna be coming into this one. I was very curious because he's not a bad player. This isn't a slept on, unknown guy. He's just in the early stages of his career right now. I mean, we saw him on M80. He was very consistent in where they were placing it, but I think like most people have always wanted to see what he would look like on a top team.
I mean, you talk about M80, and we got Joris as well on Chiefs. I mean, just pick up anyone, AJ. Well,
maybe they just need to all separate.
Yeah, everyone needs to split up and be the super sub. It certainly worked out for the Chiefs and G2 so far, but to get into game 2, Atomic with a nice chance here. He's going to go the reset. He might get the fake as well. It's a nice pass. It almost Nas shot up again. This third man from G2, well, he's barely a third man at all. Second man coming in, another shot, another save from Exotic. 0 boost on his side. Drally, the only one on BDS, can get 100 as finally they just gather themselves down back.
Oh man, and you can see Nas lurking too. He was up there for that demo if he wanted to try and get it, but BDS were able to take it away. Monkey Moon's challenge drops down to Exotic, pass over to Drawley. And enough boost in the tank to try and work with this here to the backboard. Gonna try and sneak it through, but a great touch there from Nas to keep it out.
G2 with the clear downfield now. 2 minutes gone, a very similar story to game number 1. It's just been a low-scoring game so far, low-scoring series. Dan up top, Monkey Moon goes great speed from him, gets the beat, but 0 boost on all of G2. Could be dangerous. Dan scoops up the back 100, and He's thrown it away as Monkey Moon tries to find sidewall, but look at Nas, look at the read, and they're straight back on the attack. He gets the pop, Exotic no boost, Atomic fakes, then he goes, then he fires. G2 once again open it up.
It's the level of speed that dictates these shots so many times. You can physically see the ramp up too, and that's slightly where it starts to catch BDS off guard, because they're like, oh, okay, it's gonna be the same level of pace all the way back. I might have enough time to try and catch them, but no. It's so quick on rotation. As soon as Nas didn't get the touch, follow came through. It's too quick right now. Half the game left to go here in number 2. G2 up by 1 still. Like you said, low scoring game. Pretty safe all the way around from everyone.
It's been a game of boost control, and we saw it in that last play. BDS, Exotic just not having the boost to create a solo. That just means you're going to have space. What a pass, and what a shot from Atomic. How on earth did Dan find this? You could see they pre-jumped, they blocked the shot, BDS. They thought they had it covered, but Dan just flicks it out. It's a deft pass, and Nas is happy with it on the play again.
Oh, man. I mean, you cannot be happy with that one. That's so clean, and honestly, it's so nice to see Atomic get in on it. He's been sitting a little bit further back, so it's nice to see him get involved here. 2-0 lead. Exotic gonna try and cut that in half off the backboard. No connect there from Jolly means it's now transition for G2. Atomic to the backboard. This one read by Monkey Moon, and I like this from BDS, trying to utilize that coverage, slowing G2 down as much as they can.
Well, pre-jump fake play as well. Atomic's up with Dan, but has to back off. Dan still finds the bump. He had no boost at all. I thought the play was over. Atomic pre-jumped. They double committed, but in the end, Dan just gets the instant reset over the top and gets the flip into the bump on Monkey Moon with 0 boost, if you don't mind.
That's actually so disgusting, and this is what I was talking about too. G2 all the way around, but Daniel in particular right now, him and Nas are so hyper aware of when BDS is extremely low on boost. There was no more than 30 collectively between BDS in that moment, which meant he had all the room in the world to work with. 1:34 on the clock here, 3-goal lead, 3 goals unanswered by BDS right now, and Nas looking to turn it into 4.
Oh, Nas again. Look at the confidence. He's got to get above it. Exotic. It's going to be another one. Dan walks it in. Nas as first man has been phenomenal. We've got to give credit to Sathu as well. His coaching performance, they've found a play style with no chemistry coming into this event to be looking like a team that's been together for ages.
Oh my God, it looks incredible. I mean, I think you and I, we've talked about it a number of times at this point, but to have, you know, the sense of awareness that it is just best to place Nas in a position where he is going to thrive, and that's a level of confidence that you have to walk into, and you got to give him credit to that. Most people would be terrified to be placed in this position on your first land, but no, he's walking into it like he has been here the entire time.
Look at Atomic as well, just so much control, low boost, but still finds a 50 on 2 of BDS. And I mean, 50 seconds left, even if they do get a last-minute attack, it's a whifty coming through. Dan's going to lock it downfield, 4-0 to G2. This has been phenomenal. I mean, game 1, they looked good, but BDS still forced an OT. This has just been destruction in the second.
And this is, honestly, this was kind of my call out for G2, because I felt like, okay, maybe if Nas's first day isn't quite peak, I had a feeling that it is literally just going to progressively get better and better. Atomic from the sky.
What is happening? It's free play. They're just clipping on World Champs. What is this? Atomic with the instant reset. Octane over to Bardowski, if you don't mind as well, to get the 5th goal on the board. I mean, these guys might just be cruising their way to the playoffs. G2, is this a statement or what?
This is probably the biggest statement you could put out if you're
Not
G2.
again.
What a play! The pass to the backboard, double it in. Atomic, he's been forced to sit back for the past 2 days. Finally, dude is in on it, getting the clips of his own.
As the great T-Bates would say, Mercy, he's the GOAT! He's been so quiet, Atomic, and not in a bad way. He's just been letting Nas go to work, but back-to-back, 10 seconds apart, absolutely clipping on BDS. Wowee, what a game 2. And to keep a clean sheet if everything goes well in this last 5 seconds, this is unheard of.
Yeah, this is actually insane. This is, I'm sure, the expectation. Rough and difficult. And no, people like Nas are coming in and they're like, no, I look like I'm on the main roster.
I mean, the most impressive, I mean, we can talk about their offense, but the one thing when you do have a sub, you do lack chemistry, is your defense. I mean, they've just held a clean sheet as well against BDS. They've only conceded 1 goal so far this series, which is nearly just as impressive. I know when you do sub in, sometimes we talk about the honeymoon period, you can just kind of pop off offensively, but structurally, they look fantastic as well.
Yeah, and that, again, it's all due in fact that G2 are very understanding of when to play it safe, when to keep that third.
Oh, just call it. Just call it. We can try and build a storyline that BDS are going to come back, but this is just an outright demolition job. Monkey Moon, great pass in chat. Dan throws the top corner. 17 seconds in, Herc. What is happening?
I've seen enough. G2 are winning. It doesn't end here. You can bring a sub in and it's still, you can't stop G2 Esports. BDS though, I mean, it's not like they're not trying, and it's not like they're playing horrendously. They're just not there. Something's not clicking.
I mean, there were question marks yesterday. They did get the win 3-1 over Power, but those question marks have turned into exclamation marks in terms of how we're looking, how this lineup is looking right now. I know that perhaps they'll still have their eyes on the World Championships as well in a couple of weeks' time, but for now, I mean, this isn't even G2's full form. It shouldn't be the peak G2. They're missing beast mode. He's sitting at home. Probably, I don't know what he's doing at the moment. He's probably shooting some hoops or something.
That, or he's freaking out a little bit. He's like, oh my gosh, I didn't think Nas was going to do this good.
Once again, the double could be coming through, but yeah, BDS just looking so shaky. It's been a minute 15. Can Exotic get anything to work here? He doesn't quite have it. The ball's too far across. Another double save coming through from Dan. Shot on. Surely there's the goal, but Monkey Moon has just missed. He had an angle if he hit it, but that's just the story of BDS so far.
And the one thing I gotta say is, for the amount of time 2/3 of BDS is always near, low, or none on boost is actually terrifying. So G2, you had made mention to it, I think in the first game there, that G2's boost game is incredible right now, and that really is causing a lot of problems for BDS. It's slowing down a lot of their attacks right now, and it's really forcing one person to go up. This is pretty much the most that they've had in the most space. Drawley, Monkey Moon flips off the play. The cleanup is wide, and this one back out into the corner.
Yeah, even these chances, though, they're just not clinical. It's not the BDS. We know what a save from Atomic to doink it up as well. Monkey Moon's going again. They just got to go for ball chase mode. Atomic, can he get the read? He's going to wait on it. Exotic tries to get an infield, but look at this. There's just no one there. Drally's in behind. The structure's gone wrong. Monkey Moon with a bit of space, but there's just always a hand up there for G2. Defensively, as we said, just as impressive as down the other end.
And now they're heading into that other side there. Nas ends his touch with a bump. This one clears back into the blue side here. They're going to try and send it back, but Monkey Moon stops it. It's a little bit of an awkward touch, and he's actually going to lose control off of it. And even on low boost, though, this one, it's a shot on target, sent off by Exotic. Around the corner here, though, here comes Daniel. And I will give props to G2. They know when to pull off of a play. And that's really what's kind of been slowing BDS down for me, because it's messing with their transitions. It's making things very, very awkward for them to break in.
Yeah, I'm sure Sathu's got that drilled into him if they do overcommit. There'd be nightmares. I reckon he's a drill sergeant. He's an army sergeant sometimes. He's that man, Sath, but for now, this is again, they've got that 1-goal lead. They don't need to score, but they have overcommitted here. BDS is just wide open. In fact, there's two back in it. Atomic's just landed on it. You can see the cheeky grin in the bottom left corner as well. He's loving it. They're having the time of their lives. Look at this. It's 3 on none down the other end.
Oh my God. Okay, to be fair, I think that one would have bounced out. So if it hadn't gone on his car, I don't think it was going in. But yes, they look incredible. You can see Sathu peeking around on Nas. It's just smiles. The vibes are incredible.
And the kickoff strats are coming out as well. You can almost see Sathu coming there for Nas. And that was perfection. Once again, we're seeing things, we're seeing plays, we're seeing moves that don't happen with a team that's just formed in the past week pretty much. But this, again, I mean, the total score right now, I think 11 goals to 1 for the series. BDS, this isn't the team that we know and love. Surely they get one back here, but it's so topsy-turvy. Monkey Moon's overcommitted. They won't concede. They need 3 in 90 seconds.
It is doable, however, with the way things have been looking. I don't know how realistic that is. Yes!
Where has this man come from?
And is he beast mode in disguise? We need an ID check on this man. He's got the reset. He's 1v3 BDS once again. Just get him off the stage. It's disrespectful. It's too much at this point. Crazy.
By the end of this, beast mode's gonna be tweeting out like, I'm gonna lose my job. Like, this is insane. What a performance. A minute 15 left on the clock here. BDS, most of you knew, is try and do something that is gonna scare Limitless and Power away, because that one's on the other end of the field waiting for them here. G2, they're just gonna keep piling it on. 1 minute left to go.
I mean, I know Power's already played BDS, but the way they're playing right now, if I'm Team Power, if they do get the win over Limitless, I'm licking my lips at this potential rematch in the bottom half of the bracket to get through to the playoffs. Atomic now again, he's faking everyone out. It's another double commit for BDS. There's 40 seconds left. G2 have just absolutely destroyed. They've made this team, they've made BDS look second rate. At times it feels like free play, and I don't know, Sathu looks like he's just having the time of his life in behind him.
Yeah, the fact that, you know, a lot of the times you see coaches sitting behind them and it's a little straight-faced or like, okay, I'm prepping for what I'm going to say to you guys next. No, he knows that what they did in preparation for this weekend was more than enough. I think everybody has exceeded expectations here. At this point, you're just having fun. 10 seconds left on the clock. G2 Esports with the addition of NAS, 3-0 sweep BDS and qualify for the playoff stage.
A 3-0 sweep, 12-1.